I'm back from the north of Mexico, guys, and I'm still alive. Fuck yeah. And this was a convenient theme choice for me, because I really wanted to tell you guys what I thought of this book, in any case. I finished reading this a few days ago, and let's just get it out of the way straight away. I loved this book. I mean, obviously I was a mental Harry Potter fan, and J.K. Rowling is a bit of a hero of mine, but honestly, before I picked up this book, I wasn't really expecting that much. To me, she's proved with this that she's not a one-trick pony, and she's not only able to write about wizards and for children and all that kind of stuff. What makes J.K. Rowling such a great writer, I think, is her characters and her dialogue, because both just seem so real all the time. The characters in this, I could just imagine in my head instantly. She painted the picture of the little tiny English town, Pagford, really well, I thought. I grew up in like this tiny English town as well, which I haven't been back to for the last like 12 years, so it was a bit nostalgic for me, really. I've seen quite a few lukewarm reviews of this on like YouTube, and also on Goodreads. The rating isn't really that high, and I can only attribute this to the fact that there was a lot of Harry Potter fans reading this book, and this isn't a book for Harry Potter fans. And in some ways I think that it's actually the polar opposite of Harry Potter, so I just thought I'd go through and address some of the criticisms I've seen it have people make of it. How do I say this sentence properly? I've seen reviews that say that there's too much swearing and sex in this book, and I never once thought that whilst I was reading it. Admittedly, the first like 2 mentions that she made of the word like fuck or cunt or, you know, penis or whatever, I was a little bit taken aback, but that was literally just because I knew it was coming from J.K. Rowling, and I've never seen her write those words before. The sex and swearing in this book is not gratuitous, it's not over the top, it's not used just for titillation. I don't think it was even, like, that prominent compared to a lot of books out there. It was always used to, like, advance the plot, or to give you a greater sense of the characters or whatever. Some people have also said that there were so many characters that it was hard to keep track of all of them, remember who's who and how they relate to each other and all of that. I didn't find that at all. Like I already said, I thought that the characters were so well drawn that I could picture them in my mind straight away and always recall who they were and what they were like. Probably the biggest criticism I've seen branded around, though, is that the plot is too slow and nothing really happens in it. And for people that are used to reading stuff like Harry Potter that's really fast-paced and plot-based, I can understand why they think that. Not very much happens in this book, honestly. It's pretty slow-paced and there's not much of a plot. But I found it very easy to read. I read it in about 6 weeks, which I know a lot of avid readers out there are saying 6 weeks, that's really slow, but no, I haven't read a book that fast in a long time, honestly. So what is it all about then, I hear you ask? I haven't even explained what the book's about yet, sorry for the people that haven't read it. It's 500 pages long, and they basically fill those pages with an in-depth look at a small English community. Some guy dies right at the start of the book, and the rest of it is all about the upcoming election to fill his council seat. In the process, we get a look into the lives of a lot of different people that live in and around this community, from the very rich to the very poor, and there's a lot of kind of dark and pretty disturbing stuff that goes on in it. Probably the main reason why the slow pacing didn't really bother me, I guess, was that I was always concentrating on the bigger picture of this book, because yes, it's about a small town, but its scope is a lot wider than that. The Daily Mail said that this book is a socialist manifesto masquerading itself as literature, which, I mean, the Daily Mail said that this book is a relentless socialist manifesto masquerading as literature, and if you're pissing off at the Daily Mail, then you're probably doing something right. It is socialist in the sense that it portrays the poor with dignity and shows them in a sympathetic light. Obviously I study politics and I'm interested in poverty and, you know, social welfare and stuff like that. I thought this book did such a good job of, like, satirizing these disgusting attitudes that some people have towards the poor. You hear people say and imply this kind of stuff all the time around the world. It's that the poor are lazy. They don't want to work, they just want to scrounge off the rest of us and take our money. And I can't begin to explain why this pisses me off so much. So in conclusion, I really liked this book, I thought it was great, found it easy to read, and I related to the themes within it a lot. And I want to know what you guys all think about it, so leave me a comment. I posted on Twitter the other day saying I really liked it when I actually finished it, and no one responded, which kind of left me a bit disappointed. So what did you think? Let me know. Okay, I'll see you next week, maybe, who knows.